Stand for quiet prayer and get our uniforms in order. Okay, with that out of the way, let's just have a look. So for today, we're going to try and just identify the key features of general vision and viewpoint. Hopefully this will be a relatively short video where we just have a look at what our examiner is looking for within general vision and viewpoint questions. So the way I do this is I just go straight to the marking schemes. All we have to do is look at the indicative material in the marking schemes, past exams, and then we can spot trends of general things that examiners are looking for with regard to general vision and viewpoint. So I've taken a couple of, here's we have Yoda. Use the marking scheme you must. Yeah, it's essential. It'll let you know what are the weak points of the exam, where can I pick up marks. So I've taken some snips of indicative material from past exams, and we're just going to have a look through those and see what things pop up over and over again. So you can see I've kind of color coded them, and I've used my nerves of steel and steady hand to highlight them, as you can see here. So let's just have a look first. You can do this yourself if you want to pause the video or look through old marking schemes, and you can use this for poetry. I wouldn't really use it for the single text like Hamlet or King Lear or Othello or anything like that, because they're a little bit more detailed, they're a little bit more nuanced than the comparative, which of course has to be fairly general. But anyway, getting to it. So indicative material, our response to the fate experiences of characters influence our perspective. So here we have fate experiences, which is kind of like an ending. And then we have impact of the opening or ending on a text influences understanding, of course. And do we have any more pink? Yes, essential characters' fate influences our perspectives. So we can see that pink, endings, lasting impressions, final thoughts on the text, that's something that pops up over and over and over again. Okay, so we need to concentrate on the endings of our text in regard to the general vision and viewpoint. Are they positive? Are they negative? What do they make us think about? Okay, so endings, also beginnings, and also middle, which will bring us on to our orange section. So readers can relate to key moments, pivotal events, which reveal a particular vision of life, sense of optimism, pessimism, shock experienced by readers in response to key events. I'm sure you can pick up on what this is going to be about. Key moments contribute to our understanding of viewpoint, and key moments evoke an emotional response, help establish general vision. Absolutely. Key moments will let us know what a text is like. Is it optimistic? Is it pessimistic? Is it positive? Is it negative? So you might think, well, what are these key moments? And you'll kind of spot them. You'll know that's a big event. But it doesn't have to be something monumental in the text necessarily. It just needs to be a key moment that backs up your point. Okay? So it could be a key moment of conflict, like when Harry faces off against Voldemort. Whoever wins, that will determine whether it's a positive or negative outcome. When something is revealed, when maybe a secret is revealed, is that positive or negative? Or is there a moment of understanding between characters? So these key moments come in lots of different shapes and sizes, but they're definitely really important to general vision and viewpoint. Next up, we have relationships and characters, which this comes up all the time as well. You can see in the green here, response to relationships that are destructive or nurturing. Characters' experience affect readers' perspective on the outlook of the text. Response to relationships and key moments. So we know that how characters interact with one another will tell us an awful lot about whether the text is optimistic, pessimistic. What is the general overview of the text like? And somewhat finally, we have yellow, which I feel are the technical aspects, the kind of skills or techniques used by authors within their texts. So experience of language, narrative, voice, imagery, presentation of events, music, special effects, graphic description may influence readers. Impact of authors, approaches to characterization, symbolic, humorous, tragic, revealed stance, visual effects, music associated with characters reinforce the broad outlook. You can see there for yourself the yellow parts there, the technical aspects, the setting of the text can tell us whether it's, positive, negative. The perspective is the person who's telling the story, are they, how are they viewing these events? In a positive light or negative light? The dialogue, what characters say, what they say about each other, what they say about the world, how they say it, that will tell us what their world is like to them, but also it'll influence our own opinions on that world. Okay? And finally, symbols. Are there symbols of hope or despair? What impression of the text do we get based on those symbols? The blue here I have down as our response. So I can actually add in blue. And I think this underpins everything else. Your response to the text. The text is only alive when you respond to it, when you engage with it. So your response underpins all of the general vision and viewpoint. How do you interact with the text? What do you think of the text? Do you think it's positive or negative? An author can throw out something that he believes or she believes is positive, but you might have a negative association with that, and that is important to note. So, okay, guys, we'll leave it at that for today. Just a quick run through of what we're looking for in the general vision and viewpoint. And as I said earlier, don't be afraid to look through the old marking schemes. You can use study clicks as a handy one, go topic by topic. And you can do this for poetry. If you want to do this for Bishop or Keats or Yeats or Seamus Heaney, look through what are examiners generally looking for when we have a look at Heaney or Boland or whoever it may be. Okay, goodbye, good luck, and safe studying.